This episode of the Gamerheads Podcast is brought to you by Seven Bridges Premium Gourmet Yum Yum Sauce. Enhance every bite with our savory blends of flavors, perfect for meats, vegetables, and crispy treats. Whether you're dipping, drizzling, marinating, grilling, roasting, or snacking, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce takes your culinary experience to the next level. Get yours today and make every meal a gourmet delight.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Megacat Studios.
Hey folks, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite and the Fun and Games Podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bunte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience Podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hi, I'm Jacob McCourt from the Left Behind Game Club, Crossplay Conversations, and Video Game Trivia.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Adam from Respawn Aimfire.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi everyone, Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hello, this is the Crypt Master, and you're listening to Roger You're listening to Roger on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me this week is my good friend and co-host, Mike.
Hello.
Mike, welcome to the show. It's just you and I today.
It is. Phil is actually right now. He is in St. Paul, Minnesota. There's the woods out there, and he discovered a ancient tomb.
Oh.
And he is actually going to check it out. Before the Nazis do. The Minnesota Nazis.
The Minnesota Nazis.
Yep.
Yeah. That sounds like a video game that I've been playing, except it doesn't take place in St. Paul.
Well, maybe the DLC.
Yeah, the DLC. Because St. Paul is known for the archaeological tombs.
Yes, archaeological finds and all that other stuff in the St. Paul, Minnesota area.
Yeah.
The ancient Minnesotians.
The ancient, yes. The strange archaeological finds that they find there. It's pretty amazing.
We'll see bars from 1200 BC.
That's right. They're like, wow.
It's like basically, if you want to see what ancient St. Paul, Minnesota looks like, just watch the Flintstones. That's what it is.
Yeah, they had Mr. Slate.
That's right.
And the rock quarry.
Yep.
That's really all what people did back then. So.
Oh, they bowling too.
Oh, and bowling. That's true. And the Moose Lodge. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, the Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes. I've always wanted to get one of those hats.
They're pretty cool hats.
The blue furry hat with the horns.
With the horns,
cool.
Yeah. It's so funny. There's probably like some listeners that are like, "Oh, I get the reference," and there's probably a lot of listeners that are like, "What are you talking about?"
It's Fruity Pebbles.
It's Fruity Pebbles. That's right.
Or
Flintstone kids. 10 million strong and growing.
That the vitamins, yeah.
Yeah. Side note, I always wanted those. My parents were like, "You can't have them," but I always wanted those. Yeah. And then as an adult, I tried some because I was like, I can finally buy some, and they're terrible.
Oh yeah, they're awful. Yeah.
And I thought it was just because they're expensive, which they are. But I think my parents are like, this. Not only is it expensive, it tastes like garbage as well. So,
Yep.
Anyway. Welcome to the show. Welcome our patrons. We should welcome our patrons. Welcome Jill, Matt, Sarah, and Adam. We got a new patron.
All right.
So thank you so much for supporting the Gamerheads Podcast. And listener, you can also support the Gamerheads Podcast for as low as $3 a month. You can go to patreon.com/gamerheads and you can support the show. And your support helps pay for things like producing the show and going to PAX and doing all the fun things. So consider supporting the Gamerheads Podcast if you are a fan of the show, we would love to have you as part of our Gamerheads Nation. Also, I'd like to, since it's the New Year's, we should say, hey, thank you to our sponsor, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce. I actually had some this week, Mike.
Oh,
I made fried rice. I made homemade fried rice.
Yes, fried rice with yum yum sauce. That is a good call.
It was so good. Yeah, I was like really excited because we'll talk about this a little bit. This is not gaming related. I got a walk for Christmas.
Oh, that's very healthy. So make sure you know your knees are strong. And
oh no, I'm talking about the Chinese like foot cooking.
Do they walk different than Americans?
Walk.
Yeah.
W-O-K.
Oh, W-O-K.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I got
W-O-K.
Yeah. W-O-K. I got a walk for Christmas. It was really nice. It's really big. It's like a really nice deep one. So I made a big batch of fried rice, and it's the first time I ever made fried rice. And everybody said it was really fantastic. And it was gone.
Now I want Chinese food. I'm gonna have to order Chinese this weekend now.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Funny story, quick. In my town, I shouldn't say my hometown. It's my hometown now. There's a place called Happy Walk, and when when my daughter, my oldest, was little, we took her there. I think she was like 5 when we first took her there, and she said, "This doesn't feel like a happy walk. This feels like a sad walk." It's funny. Anyway, so I made some fried rice and I had some Seven Bridges Yum Yum sauce on it, and it was very, very delicious. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I want some right now. I have some rice. I cooked some rice.
Well, let's do the show first, Roger. Let's keep our priorities straight. Then we will have the delicious Seven Bridges Yum Yum sauce.
Yes, that's right. So anyway, as our icebreaker, since this is our first show back from the holidays, we thought maybe we could share some of the cool gifts, gaming related gifts, that we got for the holidays, for Christmas. So Mike, I'll start with you because I think you got.
It's not you only have 2 options who to start with, right?
I know, either me or you, or that person over there in the corner. Because you got a cool gift. You should talk about what you got.
I did. I got a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And I am enjoying it so far. I haven't put a ton into it. Actually, I think I spent more time looking for games on sale on the Steam store than I have actually playing games. But I also purchased a dock for it, and I have it on the TV.
Did?
Yeah.
Does it pretty awesome? Because
it's working just fine. No, I didn't buy the official one because that's like $70. I bought it for I think $30. But it's doing just fine. It's doing dock things. I mean, nice. I could play it on the TV.
Did you get an OLED or did you get a standard? You got a standard?
I got the standard, yeah.
Okay.
That one was on
the
sale,
reason I asked that because I got the standard too. Yeah. And I wanted to see how that dock works because I'm looking at the same dock. So I wanted to see how that works for the TV. So that works out pretty well then.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. I played some Cuphead on it, it took me a while I'm still getting used to the controls, especially the little thumb pads.
Yeah. Yes. It's weird, right?
Yep. but then on the Steam sale, I guess I'm kind of diving into what we've been playing, but I only played this for about an hour. So I downloaded a game that I've been looking for a while was Lego Lord of the Rings.
Yes, fun.
Because it uses and I'm still early in on it, but they use actual music and audio from the movies.
Yeah.
Like Lego movies do, or like Lego games now do. And it and they recapture the actual scenes from the movie. And they did an amazing job in trying to make it look exactly like the movies, except in Lego form.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is specific scenes are the mannerisms, the facial expressions, things like that look like they were directly just like they put it into just like a Lego a fire machine, and it just made it look exactly like it would, only as Legos. But they added humor to it. In the beginning, Gandalf hit his head on like 12 different chandeliers. So
Yeah.
they ran with that joke. So
Nice.
it was it was a lot of fun. But I'm enjoying the Steam Deck now.
Cool.
Now like I said, I'm looking to take advantage of any kind of cool sales.
Yeah, it's cool. It's I think I said to you, it's gonna open a whole nother world for you, because there's just so many games that you can play on the Steam Deck, and it's just really it's a cool piece of equipment. I actually, looking back, I wish I would have bought one sooner. Now that I have one, I was like, oh man, but it's cool. I mean, I love it. I play a lot on my Steam Deck, so yeah, so that's cool. That's awesome. Did you get anything else gaming related? Gaming related?
I did get, and I haven't opened it yet, but I did get the Super Mario World Lego set.
Ooh.
Have you seen this?
Yeah,
one?
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it looks just like Mario sitting on Yoshi, pixel.
Yeah.
But like that's got a little crank that you turn and it moves Yoshi's little feet.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw that in the stores, and then yeah, my wife and I both looked at it and like, this is really cool. So that's awesome.
And I got the Dead Rising remaster, but I haven't played it yet,
Oh.
which is typical Mike fashion.
Very cool. Nice.
How about you?
For me, I got mine were mainly board games. I didn't actually get a lot of video game stuff. I bought 2 Christmas gifts for myself. Does that count?
That's what that's what we do, because that's what my wife and I do. Like
Yeah.
we're like, let's just buy what we want, and then that's fine.
Yeah. I bought Unicorn Overlord because it was on sale. And I got Mario RPG because it was also on sale.
Oh, okay.
So I got both of those. And then for actual gifts that I got this board game that I wanted for a really long time. It's called Mansion of Madness.
Ooh.
So this game is like, the best way I could describe it is like D&D light. So
Okay.
you take a character, you get to select a character. I think there's 5 different characters you can choose from. And then you download this app, and there's different scenarios. And then the app kind of talks you through like, there's all these cardboard tiles that you punch out. And then the app tells you what room is the next one. So it tells you lay down this room next, lay down this room next. And you're exploring this mansion, and it's a horror game. So, and it's Lovecraftian horror. So like there's a lot of Cthulhu stuff and like other monsters like that. And you have to like try to solve the riddle or solve the problem that's going on in a loud time. And if your character takes too much damage, they die. If they become if they take too much horror, I guess I don't remember what they called it, but anyway,
sanity meter or something.
Sanity meter, yeah. And they become insane, and then that's really cool because when they become insane, you get a card from like this thing, and that's like your new goal to try to survive. And if you do it, then you win, and doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the team wins because it's a cooperative game. Doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the investigators win, but you do. And there was one that was like, only fire will keep you warm. You have to set like 6 rooms on fire.
Oh,
so like you have to go around and try to start this place on fire. It's pretty cool. It's a cool game. It's a really neat game. I think there was like 22 different scenarios that were on. Some of them are DLC, so you had to like purchase them.
Right.
But it's a neat game. So we got that one, and then there was one. Oh, I got my wife. She's really into the Disney Robin Hood animated movie.
Okay, the classic one.
The classic one, right? That was like one of her favorite movies as a kid, and like she just really enjoys it. And I found this Robin Hood game that was just made last year, which I thought was interesting. And so we got that, and that's a really fun game because you have to at least have 3 players, and what you're trying to do is sneak goods into the town square, and one person is the sheriff, and the other 2 players are people that are trying to sneak stuff in. So you can either put real goods in there in this little bag that you have, or you can put stolen goods in there, and then you got to convince the sheriff, oh, I have like 3 corn or whatever the case is, or I guess corn's not one, but 3 pieces of cheese. And then if they say, yeah, I believe you can go by, and then you collect those items and they turn into points. If you are lying, though, and the sheriff says, let me see inside your bag, then you have to pay a penalty. Or you can try to bribe the sheriff. So my bribe, I was trying to sneak some goods, and my wife was playing the sheriff. And I said, next time I'm the sheriff, I'll let you go through scot-free. I won't check your bag. No question asked. And she's like, okay, well, that was a mistake, because she just piled her bag full of stolen goods, and then she won at the end. So I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But it was a fun game. It's a neat game. And then we got one more. I think it's called the Path of the Moonstones or something. Mm-hmm. So this game is really neat. It's another family game. It's a cooperative game, and this one is you flip up a card. It has a board, I should say. And then it tells you where to start, and it has QR codes throughout the whole board. And you scan the QR code, and it's like, hey, you're supposed to meet Merlin. Find the card of Merlin and put it here. And then Merlin has a QR code, and you scan that, and Merlin like talks to you about certain things and says, go check out the swamp. You scan the swamp, and then you take your phone and you look around. You define certain things in the swamp, like items or people. And whatever you find, then you can pull them from the deck, and then you can talk to those people by scanning those QR codes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then like if you have like Merlin scanned, for instance, you can scan items that you have, and you can ask Merlin like, "What's this item? What's this item? What side is this?" So it's a neat game. I played one like this before, but it wasn't a kids game. Like this is more family oriented. But the one that I played before was more of an adult like murder mystery where you had to do the same thing. But it's a neat game. So nice. Those are the games that we got, and then my son got. He got Spider-Man Miles Morales because he beat Spider-Man, and he really wanted to play Miles Morales game, so he got that from my parents. Nice. Although I told them to get him that game, right? Because they're like, "What? He really wants a Spider-Man game." I'm like, "Yeah, we don't have a PS5, so he can't have Spider-Man 2, but he can get Miles Morales," and it just so happened to be on sale. And oh man. He like ran up to my parents and gave them the biggest hugs, and like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is so amazing. He was so excited.
Nice. Yeah. There's also those Amazing Spider-Man. Those are on PS4, I think. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Andrew Garfield movies.
Are they any good?
They're not bad. I think I played the first one. They're definitely enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really loved the Marvel Spider-Man. Like he loves that game one. He plays it differently than me. I go around and try to collect everything. He just tries to get through the game. So
that's good.
That's fine.
Gets right down to business.
He just gets right down to business. Yeah. So here I am trying to find every backpack, and he's like, I beat the game.
Yep. In the Amazing Spider-Man one, and I don't know if you could do this in the the Sony Spider-Man ones.
Yeah.
It's also you're swinging around the city finding collectibles, but you can collect the original comics.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So if you can get the original comics, like that's the actual screen. It's an actual. It looks just like the original. So Spider-Man number 1 looks like Spider-Man number 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's like special comics that you can look for. So
yeah, I don't think they have that in the Marvel one, but they do have like special suits, I think, from the different movies, right? Or different comic books, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he's very excited. He was disappointed because just like any other game, because he was going to play today, because this is the first day that he had a chance to actually play it. Just like any other game, required a big download.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Even though it's a disc, still requires a download." So he was disappointed. But tomorrow, and it's a school night. It's just, why are you playing a game on a school night anyway, kid? But anyway, but yeah, those were the gaming related. I mean, I got other gifts too, like I said, the walk and other things, but those were the game related items that we got for Christmas. So
cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, shall we move into our big topic? Well, I guess one of our big topics for this year. I wanted to talk about, or for this episode, I should say, not of this year, because it's the first episode.
This is the best episode of the year so far.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I want to talk about our top games from 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we could I said 3 because I thought there'd be more than just you and I here. But since it's just you and I mean, we could still stay to 3. That's fine. We can keep it.
Because I only played 3 games that came out in 2024. So,
do you want to start us off? What was one of your favorite games of 2024? What was one of them?
So one of them was, and this one was a surprise because it was a game that I reviewed, and I didn't. I thought I was just going to be like, all right, I'll play this game for a few hours and then put together my review.
Yeah.
But then it turned out that I loved it, and it was so much fun that I kept playing and I kept playing and I kept playing, and that was Goliath Depot.
Yeah,
and that was
one of our Critics' Choice Award nominees.
Yes. So that one, and it's like an old school arcade game where you're just running around a single screen. And you need to basically just close all the open doors while avoiding enemies. And there's different power-ups that you can use and for different runs. So that, again, I think I gave it if I didn't give it an A, I gave it an A+ because it was incredible. It was just an awesome game. Just a lot of fun that you can go in and try to beat your high score. There was a lot to unlock. Different achievements you can do, so it definitely had some replayability for like an old school arcade style game.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Where can people read that review, Mike?
Oh, they can go to gamerheadspodcast.com right now. Well, not right now, but yeah, actually you can go right now.
You can go right now.
Just
pause
the
podcast
and go right
listen,
now.
Or you could read it and listen to the podcast at the same time. Yeah. That's right.
Or you can go to the archive of episodes and you can hear me fawn about it back in March. I think it was March.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't played that game yet, so I and it's not expensive. I think it was like
it's like $5 or $7, maybe 10, something like that.
It's under 10 for sure.
Yeah,
10 or under.
And it's worth it.
So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
One of my games that I got to review that I absolutely loved as well was a game called The Crypt Master. So this game is a RPG game that has you basically playing Hangman with the Crypt Master, kind of. So the art style is really fantastic. It's all this like hand-drawn, sketched, like black and white art. And the Crypt Master is a necromancer. He's a bad guy.
Right.
And he brings back to life a group of warriors. And because they've been dead for such a long time, they have no memory of their past, no memory of anything. So they have to kind of figure things out. And the way that you figure things out is the Crypt Master, you'll find a chest, and the Crypt Master will say like, oh, like, guess what's in the chest. You can ask me things like, well, what does it taste like? And then he tells you, oh, it's metallic, or, it tastes like leather. And, what does it feel like? And he gives you all these things, and then you have to guess what it is. And if you get it right, then you get these letters. And there's other challenges like that too. And then you start filling out words for like some of your attacks that you have as well. It's just a really unique game that I was not expecting it to be so fascinating. And that's also one of our games that is nominated for our Critics' Choice Award, because I gave it an A as well.
Nice.
It's just a really, really clever game, well written, well voice acted. And if you're interested in finding out more about the creation process of the game, you can actually go to gamerheadspodcast.com and listen to my interview. And I actually speak with the voice actor of the Crypt Master and talk about, he also wrote the game as well. Wrote the script, the narrative, and he goes into depth about creating the character, creating the game, and then also talking about recording every line. So he's just reading through a dictionary and just saying every word as a cryptmaster, because you don't know what they're going to be guessing. You don't know what the player's going to guess. So that's my interview with Lee Williams. You can go listen to that at gamerheadspodcast.com. And then you can check out a review and check out the game. It's a good game.
Cool.
All right, Mike, what's another game on your list?
Another game on my list, I don't know, maybe this technically could be cheating because the games did not release in 2024, but this game released in 2024.
Okay.
And that is the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered.
Oh, yeah.
And this, they really did a great job putting this together, giving it a nice HD coat of paint. The graphics look much better. The gameplay is still exactly the same, unless you choose. You can do updated controls where it's a little bit more fluid. It's not tanky.
Yeah.
But I went back to tank controls because that's what I was comfortable with. Yep.
Oh.
There were some times when I went through the first game and I went up against the final boss. You're on a raised platform. I kept falling into the lava using the tank controls. So only for that battle did I switch to the modern controls. You can also switch between the modern graphics and the classic graphics just by pressing start. So that's fun. And it also helped out because it was kind of dark. Like when the remasters, I don't know why, but it's just the lighting was really dark. So if I was stuck, I would switch to the old graphics, then I could see a lot better because everything was so blocky. You can easily tell where you have to go.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
But yeah, I love that game. Tomb Raider. Very excited to play that. And I had a lot of fun with it. So
yeah, I think they're coming out with the next 3 games. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Comes out in
4, 5, and 6?
February.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep. Exactly 1 year.
Oh yeah.
When the last one came out.
The last one. Are you a fan of, like, I played the first 3 and then I didn't really play any ones after that. Are you a fan of the later Tomb Raider games?
They were churning them out pretty quickly, so I got a little fatigued by them. So I didn't play 4, 5, or 6. And 6, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the Angel of Darkness, which is a pretty bad game. They did not do a good job with that. So it'd be curious to see if they did any improvements on it. But I didn't play 4, 5, or 6, but I took a break and then I got into like Tomb Raider Anniversary and Tomb Raider Underworld and then the newer ones.
Yeah, the newer ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I didn't play any of those other ones. The newer ones, I played a little bit. I want to get back into those because those are really good.
They're fun. They're good.
Yeah. There's so many games that I have on my list here, Mike.
Just if it's not. Oh wait, no, you still got 2 more. So
I still got 2 more.
There is one game I'm expecting you to talk about, and if you don't, I'll be very angry.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't put it on my list because I thought you were going to talk about it. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, geez, now I feel like the pressure's on. I guess I'll talk about this next game. I don't. There's so many games I want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about this one that I've been playing, and I guess I'll just cover it here. And that's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Okay, you're all good now.
Okay.
Yeah,
is that the game that you're?
That was the game that I was expecting you to talk about.
Okay. That game. Have you been playing it?
I did play it. I played it for a bit. I'm still just kind of exploring the Sistine Chapel and the Vatican. Once I got the camera, I immediately felt Metroid Prime vibes.
Oh, really?
Like, this feels like a Metroid Prime game almost.
Interesting.
Like the exploring and getting information, with obviously a lot more to do, but Yeah, so that needless to say, yes, I have been playing it and I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's so good. Troy Baker does a fantastic Indiana Jones. Oh my goodness. I thought that was Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Many times. They got the humor right. I love that. I just so the problem that I have with this game is that I just want to explore everything. And I just left Italy. Now I'm in Giza, and I'm starting to explore there. And I'm like, well, I gotta actually get through this game. I actually have to get through this game. Like, I want to get through the story. But every time there's like, what is this little thing I found over here?
Scroll mode.
Yeah, exactly. What, you want me to find these hidden treasures? Oh, I guess I have to.
Yep.
It's so good. And I'm not a fan of first person games normally, just because I like the third person perspective. But they did such a really good job with the first person perspective in this game that it feels really good. The one thing, well, a couple things that I will say, I hate the dogs in this game. You probably haven't run into dogs yet, have you?
I avoided a dog. You can crack the whip at the dogs and that'll cause them to stop.
For a while.
Well,
then they snap out of it, and if you come across 3 of them, it's not fun. It is not a fun time. That just happened to me today. But that's fun. The other thing is, and I love this game. So like, I shouldn't be so like picky about this, but man, they are dumb. The AI is dumb. Like, I do a disturbance, I go running and hiding, and they're like looking all over, like, where is he? Where is he? I have no idea. And then I come out and beat him up, and then there he is. But the puzzles in this game are really good.
Yep.
The combat's really fun. The story is really good. It's really interesting. Like, when I first heard it, I'm like, the Great Circle, this still sounds silly, but it's actually really good. It has the Nephilim in it, like, has a lot of like biblical references. It's so good.
And you could tell they did a lot of research and put a lot of care into it. So that was good.
Yeah. I mean, I said this before, but it just feels like an Indiana Jones movie, because it just feels good, and his interactions with people and just his talking. So you're probably not that far in this game yet then. You'll have to let me know when you get to the mission. It's a side mission, so you don't have to do it, but I'd be really shocked. I have talked to people that didn't do this mission, and I was like, really? How did you not do this mission? But there's a mission where you have to find a nun. And in the process of going to find this nun, a fascist grabs you and says, hey, I have to make a confession, and pulls, because you're dressed as a priest.
Right.
And you get pulled into the confession booth.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part yet.
Okay. It is so funny. You'll have to let me know when you get to that part. Okay. Because I literally laughed out loud when that happened. And I mean, when I say that, I mean, I really laughed out loud because it was really funny. It was such a great moment. Really funny moment for, Indiana Jones. He's just really funny.
It definitely sounds like something that would happen in an Indiana Jones movie.
Yes, exactly. So that's my next pick. There is Indiana Jones and a Great Circle. All right, Mike, what's your final pick here?
So I mean, I'm not. It's Balatro. I mean, seriously, I'm sure yours is going to be the same too. I mean, it's Balatro. I put in so much time into that, and I got it twice. I have it on Xbox, and I bought it on my phone.
It's on Apple Arcade too. I've been playing it on Apple Arcade as well.
Yep.
It's so good.
So so that's there. I mean, what can you say? If you haven't played Balatro, then you're stupid. We love all of our listeners, except for those who haven't played Balatro.
Never played Balatro.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's so much fun. I got my buddy Kurt. I got him involved. He loves it. He can't stop playing it. He even downloaded, because he got it on PC. He downloaded mods for it that have different types of Jokers and everything. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, Balatro is my next pick too, because like there's just it's such a fun game. And what a like crazy concept. Like it's really like it is complicated, don't get me wrong. Like I was about to say it's a simple game, but it's actually really quite complicated with all the jokers and
you
how
gotta,
they all
like,
interact.
plan your math.
Yeah,
and
you have to
everything.
plan your math. Yeah.
Yep.
But what a fun game. And it's just one of those games that you start playing and you're like, oh, this is a good, like, I have like 10 minutes before I have
Yeah.
to do something. And then it's like an hour or two later and you're like, how did that, what? No, it's supposed to be 10 minutes. I think I completed my 5th run the other day, which was pretty fun. But there's times where I'm so close and then I fail and I get it's like, oh, come on. And I thought I had like such a great set of jokers. I was like, there's no way I'm going to lose this. And then,
yeah,
and then I lose. And I was like,
yep.
How did that happen? Like I was doing so well. But one of the tricks, and you've taught me this, is to get the joker that gives you like, when you die, it brings you back to life. That was one of the jokers. And I think the other joker that you and Phil talked about, that if I get this joker, I always add this to my pantheon of jokers. And that is the one that allows you to skip a boss.
Yes, that's a good one.
Because if you run into, I think it's the needle, right? Where you get to play one hand.
That's the one I was thinking, where you only get to play one. Yep.
Yeah. And that it's not so bad if you get that boss early on in your run.
Yeah.
But if you get that as one of the later stages where the points are really, really high.
Yep.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Balatro. That's my list.
And then that feeling when you get a bunch of really good jokers and then the points start piling up and things start going faster and faster.
Yeah.
Like that's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. And then it starts on fire, like your score starts on fire. Yeah. That's fun. That's a good. I love that game. That's such a good game. And it's fun too because of the collaborations that they're doing right now too. Like Dave the Diver, The Witcher, Vampire Survivors, Among Us.
Yep.
And I feel like they just announced some other ones. I don't remember which.
They did. Shovel Knight was one of them.
Shovel Knight. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool. Ah, gosh, what a great game. I will say, can I just? I think I'm going to do one. Honorable mention here, yeah, is the Vampire Survivors, the Castlevania one, Ode to Castlevania. So good. I know you played it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So good, isn't it? Did you review that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on a website that I'm aware of called Gamerheadspodcast.com.
Yeah. I didn't remember because I know Phil reviewed the Contra one. I didn't remember if you reviewed the Contra one or the Ode to Castlevania, because like I know
did the
that
Castlevania one.
Okay, that's really good. Can I just go back to Balatro? The other thing that's also on our website, Gamerheadspodcast.com, her review.
Yeah,
you know what? Because we were one of the first outlets to review that game, because a lot of outlets were not. No, because that wasn't on the radar, and we were offered the review code, and I was like, this game looks really good. This looks really good. And we were one of the first outlets to actually review that game, because out of all the outlets. So there's all the like the Indie Informer was also one of the first places to review that game too. So don't get me wrong. We weren't like the first, but I'm just saying, like, we were one of the earliest. We were one of the early places to review this game. So, but yeah, it's pretty fun that we reviewed that game. So, and it turned out to be, wow, look at that. It was nominated for Game of the Year. So
it won Best Indie Game of the Year.
Best Indie Game. Yeah.
If you consider the Game Awards a legitimate.
That's debatable.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation about that. So
yeah. So yeah, those were our top games from 2024. Looking ahead then to 2025, I know we did an article about some of the games that we're most looking forward to. That was one of our articles on our website, at gamerheadspodcast.com. But I guess, what are some of your things? It doesn't necessarily have to be games either. It could be, I guess what are you looking forward to in 2025?
So there's a few things I'm looking forward to. Let's go with I'm looking forward to Metroid. I can't wait till to play the new Metroid Prime game. I'm really hoping that Nintendo does the Metroid Primes 2 and 3 remastered as well.
I would think they would have to.
I mean, if they're smart, but
yeah. I don't know why they just didn't bundle all those three together like they did with the Wii.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they improved Metroid Prime 1.
That's true.
They did some major improvements on it, so it wasn't just a straight port.
That's true.
So so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to we talked about it earlier, the next Tomb Raider collection. So I'm looking forward to that, and I am looking forward to Shadow Labyrinth.
Oh,
that is and I'm thinking it's a Metroidvania. From the trailer I saw, it's a Metroidvania. It's the newest Pac-Man game.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that looked interesting.
Like a lot more serious. It looks like it's based on there was a animated short that released on, I think that thing was called Next Level or something like that. It's a show on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But you're basically, it's like a Metroidvania game, but Pac-Man is your companion in it, but he's it's a more dark and mature take.
Yeah.
So so I'm looking forward to playing that. I can't wait for that one to come out.
Yeah.
In fact, I know the physical's available for pre-order. I should probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I should probably look into getting that.
Wow.
Other than that, the other two things that I'm looking forward to are the opening. Actually, my wife just told me about this, reminded me the other day. In May, the Universal Studios, their new island opens up, which is going to have Nintendo Land in there.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Are you going this year, do you think?
If I go, it's not going to be when it first opens.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be too crazy, and you know how I feel about people.
Yeah.
But
we love them. We love them.
I love persons, but I hate people.
I know. I get it. I don't like crowds. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
That's the same thing. Yeah. You just said it a lot nicer. But I figured here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. I will try to go this year. But I'm going to try to go in October so that way I could double down and do the Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. Maybe I'll tag along with you because nobody wants to do the Horror Nights here because I want to do that too. Yeah, and my wife was like, I don't know, I have no idea because it's supposed to be pretty scary.
Yeah, but there's also fun stuff too. I'm sure there's other, but yeah, that's.
I heard it's pretty scary. I heard it's pretty scary. The other thing that my wife said was that there was something that she read that if you got a 3-day pass, you can only use 1 day in the Nintendo world. Like it could only be 1 day.
Well,
you could only spend 1 day there.
My experience with Universal Studios is that you don't need more than a day to spend.
Well, that's true.
We went, we saw both islands, and we got everything done in 1 day.
Did you really?
Yes.
See, we went 3 days. And I think because we have young kids, though.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Because we also got the fast pass.
Yeah, we did too.
Okay, yeah, that thing was awesome. So
that
we got that. Awesome. Yeah, this. We didn't. So we tried to go on every single thing. We skipped out on a couple of rides. Ones with the longest lines. But we did the cool. We did all the Jurassic Park stuff, the Harry Potter stuff, the Simpsons stuff. So it. I think if you really plan ahead, you can get through it in 1 day. So I think if we went in October and we probably took 2 days and maybe did 1 day for the one island and then the next day for the Halloween stuff, I think that we can accomplish that. But the only problem with that is that I have to convince my wife to take some days off of teaching, which she hates doing.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm looking forward to in this year.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you'll notice, I didn't say Switch 2 because I'm just so sick of it at this point.
That was going to be my thing, Mike. I was going to say
I'm actually talk about it. Okay, talk about how excited you are, but
yeah. No, I think this is going to be the year. It has to be the year that we finally see something with the Switch. I think the thing that excites me about it is I think we're going to get another 3D Mario with it. because we got 2 Zelda games, but we only got 1 3D Mario game. Like, I think we're gonna get another 3D Mario. I think they've been holding
We got
on
more
to
than
it.
2 Zelda games.
Oh, that's true.
We got like a Zelda. We got a Zelda game like every year.
Yeah, you're right.
If you count like the Hyrule Warriors games.
Oh, and then the
Overhead
Link's
games.
Awakening,
Yeah.
and then the
Echoes of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was also a very good game too. Yeah. So,
what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen with it? It's like there's people that are like, oh yeah, they're going to announce it in January next week. People are saying they're going to announce it next week.
It's not going to be announced.
Announce it. They're going to show the announcement trailer.
I don't
because
think
they're comparing it to Switch 1, which was announced fully in January.
Yeah, but we knew about that like back in like November that they were going to announce it in January.
Right, but we just knew of its existence.
Yeah.
Like I could see Nintendo potentially next week doing an overview trailer, just dropping a trailer.
That'd be cool.
And then maybe in February do a deep dive direct.
And then you think it's going to release in March?
I don't know. I think. Well, they didn't want. I know for well, obviously they didn't want to do anything with it this year because they didn't want to cannibalize the sales of Switch 1.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's either I'm thinking it's either going to be announced in January, releasing in March, just like Switch 1, or announced in late January, early February, maybe releasing in maybe June. I don't know.
I can see if it is truly, if we're going to get a new Mario game, I can see where they would want to release that in March to be, something to do with Mario Day, right? March 10th.
Mm-hmm.
I can see something like that, but honestly, I don't feel like that's a Nintendo thing. I feel like that's very American thing. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't. They just release it. It's
like
can.
whatever. You guys can celebrate that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're for sure gonna see a new Nintendo system. I don't know. I mean, from what I've, again, these are all rumors, but I do think that they did announce that it will be backwards compatible. So that's cool.
They did. Yeah.
So that's neat. I'll
tell you this though, it would have to be pretty compelling to get me to purchase it.
Yeah.
At launch.
Yeah.
Like there would have to be. I would need to see some awesome games.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know, because like I've said before, this year I've gotten kind of a little jaded with playing games, and I haven't been playing these games as much as I would like to. So I'm like, well, I've got all these games I could play on the Switch or on Switch 1, and I've got my Xbox,
and
now I've got my Steam Deck.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, well, maybe I can wait. I could afford to wait and get a cool bundle.
Yeah.
I mean, like a themed system in a year.
And I mean, I suspect they'll have a new Mario Kart of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, with Mario Kart's their highest selling game. Of course, they're gonna have another one.
And I would assume that they're probably gonna do some new Animal Crossing as well.
Oh, they're gonna do that. Yeah, they're gonna do all their series mainstays. You're gonna get a Zelda game. We're gonna get a Mario game. There's gonna be a Kirby game, I'm sure. I hope we get a 3D Donkey Kong game. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be amazing. See, that would be one reason I would buy it if we got a 3D Donkey Kong game.
I would consider, especially if they use that I think I've said this on the podcast before. The engine from Kirby, Forgotten Realms.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I think I'm in the same boat. What they would have for their launch titles, I would have to see.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that I would say would compel me a little bit more though is that because I have kids and they would just play my Switch and then I would buy this new one, right? So it's like that'd be one reason to be like, well, okay. I mean, they would love that and I would love that and hooray for all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have the Steam Deck too. It's just like, well, a Steam Deck as well, not Steam Deck 2.
Right, I gotcha. I'll say this: if they said day one they're incorporating Street Pass, then yes, I would get it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
They need to do something like that.
I mean, come on! All you could do is incorporate the information into one of the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Right. And then you could just bring the Joy-Con with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring the entire
You
system.
don't bring the whole system. I know. That would be amazing. Because I think that's one thing that
or maybe some kind of rechargeable amiibo style thing.
Yeah.
Just like a little puck, like one of those, what are the Apple iTags or whatever.
Yeah.
Something that big. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because I think I had Brian Shea on the podcast and we talked about some features we want to see going forward, right? And one thing I mentioned was Street Pass, and we talked about that. We both said that'd be really cool, but Brian, brought up a good point. The one nice thing about a 3DS was that it was small. Like carrying a Switch around with you kind of sucks. Yeah, but like you said, if it's just the Joy-Cons or some kind of little
one
puck of some sort,
or even like a puck, even do like a Street Pass where it's. No. In order to best do it, they shouldn't sell it separately. It should have to be incorporated into the system somehow.
That'd be cool.
Like they shouldn't sell Street Pass separately. Then it wouldn't sell as much. They have to put it into the system.
Well, I could see them doing it with Nintendo Switch Online, saying, "Hey, if you got the Switch Online, you get the Street Pass." I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
one thing I've learned about Nintendo is whatever I think they might do or expect or hope them to do, they'll do something different.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people are speculating that it'll look a lot like the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bigger. Okay, maybe, but also this is Nintendo. Like, who knows? I don't know. Like every time they come up with a new system, it's never like, well, yeah, even the Wii U was not quite like the Wii.
Yeah.
There was something the screen, which, wasn't a great seller, but I don't think we had had the Switch if it wasn't for the Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii U crawled so the Switch could walk or something like that.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. I'm looking forward to the new Ghosts of Tsushima game.
Mm-hmm. Ghosts of Yokai?
Yeah, Ghosts of Yokai.
Was it Yokai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not Ghosts of Tsushima, Ghosts of Yokai.
Wait, you have a PlayStation 5?
Well, no. But I'm
Would you
hoping
get
it
a
comes
PS5
to PC.
for that?
Okay. No. I'd hope to come to PC.
Gotcha.
And then I could play it on a Steam Deck, hopefully.
There you go. Yeah, if it'll run on it, yeah.
If it'll run on it, yeah. So although I will say Dragon Age the Veilguard plays really well on the Steam Deck. You have to change some of the settings, but it plays well on the Steam Deck. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, like I said, the Mario. Hopefully there's a new Mario game that comes out this year. Yeah, and I should also say, like, I'm excited for I hope that Hades 2 fully releases this year. Immortals 99. Oh no, is it? No,
gosh, I haven't heard that.
33. Immortals 33.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh, that game is so good. The game is really good. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm not gonna name on it. Like, I think people are like, "What about Silksong?" That's probably not gonna happen this year.
Yeah. You don't want to know my opinions on Hollow Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Mina the Howler should come out this year, hopefully. That game is really good. I got to play some of that at PAX. I am not good at that, so sorry, Yacht Club folks. I'm really sorry that you had to suffer to watch me play that game. But that's a fun game. That's a good game. So I'm looking forward to all those games, and I'm looking forward to going to PAX. Like, PAX is a good time. I booked my hotel. I'm all set to go to PAX East. Exciting times. Yeah. It's gonna be in May instead of March, which will be nice because it'll be warmer.
Be nicer out. Yep.
Yeah. Last time I got drenched from the rain and it sucked and it was cold, and I mean, the PAX was fun, just that part wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Nice. Was that everything you were looking forward to?
Yeah,
because I forgot I had a couple more to add.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And that was Mortal Kombat 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and the Minecraft movie. even though I don't think the Minecraft movie is going to be that good, but that's okay. The Sonic 3 was real cheesy, but they really they really dove into the cheesiness of it, and they knew it was cheesy and ran with it. That made it enjoyable. I don't know how the Minecraft movie is going to be, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a weird time right now for video game adaptations, I would say. Like, it seems hit or miss.
Oh, the season 2 of Last of Us, I think, comes out this year.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's right. I'm looking forward to that.
So
my wife and I really enjoy that show. So.
Oh, I enjoyed it too. Yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what's going to happen.
Oh, that's going to make it even better. You know what you need to do is you need to do the red wedding thing.
The red wedding thing.
I don't know if you ever watched Game of Thrones, but there's an episode called The Red Wedding, and people who read the books know what happens at the Red Wedding.
Oh.
People who watch the show don't know what happens at the Red Wedding, so the people who read the books were secretly recording the people who watched the show just to see their reaction to when Ish went down.
Okay.
So my recommendation, get the phone out and just like when you know.
I know
when you see the golf bag, then you could just be like, all right, record.
I know it's oh man, I don't know how she's gonna react because I'm excited to see her reaction. It'll be fun. But she has no idea, and I'm just like, and I just said, oh, next season's gonna be there's gonna be some crazy stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. And she's like, really? I said, yeah, some crazy stuff. It'll be interesting to see. I would assume they only do 2 seasons.
I think they're doing the first half of season.
Oh, okay.
The first half of the game is going to be season 2.
Okay.
And the second half of part 2 is going to be season 3. I think.
Okay.
So,
and
then
I would think
it might be the season finale that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Or HBO also tends to do it the episode. They usually do the episode before the last episode of the season, where all the crazy stuff happens, and then the last episode is the fallout from the crazy stuff.
That's true.
But I don't know. Just
it's
going to be interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 2025. That's it, guys. That's all you have to worry about. That's enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
Let's go into our final segment here. What we've been playing. So, Mike, what have you been playing?
One game and one game only, and I think we kind of made fun of it. Yeah. I don't know. We didn't really make fun of it. This was maybe either last year or 2 years ago, but we did. I remember us talking about this on the podcast, and we were like, "Oh yeah, I played it, but then it didn't. It was
Vampire Survivors." You guys were all made fun of Vampire Survivors, and I'm like, "No, this game's great."
Who made fun of Vampire Survivors?
Dude, I'm going to dig up the old episode where you and Phil are like, this game looks silly. And I'm like, no, this game is amazing. And you guys were like, I don't know about this game. And then the next episode, you guys ever heard this game called Vampire Survivors? And I was like, are you kidding me?
You know what? I know I'm not doubting you at this point. I think you might be onto something.
Anyway,
I remember
what was
poo-pooing on Vampire Survivors?
You did. You and Phil both were like, and then the next episode, because what I said was, it's like Gauntlet, Mike. I think you're gonna really like it. I think what you poo-pooed about it was like, oh, it's a roguelike. I don't know if I'm gonna like this game.
Well, I poo-poo on the roguelikes pretty much all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's now I can see where you're coming from.
But what's the game that we poo-pooed on that you're excited about now, or that you've been playing, I should say?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think we played it and we were like, oh yeah, this wasn't that good, because it was buggy, but then they fixed it.
It was buggy. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I got. Oh, there was another thing I got for Christmas. I got the memory expansion for my Xbox.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I downloaded a whole bunch of games that I normally would never download because I didn't have enough room. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, hey, Cyberpunk. I only put maybe like an hour and a half into that. Let's see. I'm in the mood for something a little more open worldy. And 25 hours later, and I don't even know how far into the game I am. That's why we needed somebody. I was hoping one of the newer members of the Gamerheads show would be on, because I don't know, it might have been, I forgot who it was a big Cyberpunk fan.
Okay.
But
Trina's been playing it.
Okay. So I'm curious how far I am.
She has been playing it.
But the one thing that surprises me is there's not as much combat as I thought. There would be. It's more going around and having conversations and fetch quests, things like that. But it's so well written and it's so well acted, and not just by Keanu Reeves in the game, but a lot of the other characters who are some of the other ones you'll meet up with. There's so many interesting stories. Side quests can take 2 hours to beat just one side quest that you don't even have to do. It's one thing I've learned. It's the way it feels to me. It's a first person Grand Theft Auto set in the future with way more nudity than I thought there would be in a video game.
Yeah.
Well,
in the future, people don't wear clothes. That's
I mean, that's all right. It sounds like my kind of future.
Also, they're also don't look like me. Like
that's true. Yeah, they all. No, there's people that look like us in it, but they're not naked.
But they're not naked. Yeah, no. Society was like, no.
It's only the good-looking people.
Yeah, only good-looking.
Which is
people
fine by me.
I mean, like, who? Let's face it. Nobody wants to see me naked.
Nobody wants. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Now I lost my train of thought. I can't stop thinking about naked people. No, it gets to the point where when I'm playing and I hear footsteps coming down the stairs, if it's either my wife or son, I'm like, pause, back to the menu. What are you doing there, Mike? Nothing. Knock next time. Knock before you come in. So it's but I'm really enjoying it.
Really? Okay, I'm going to go back to it.
I get anxious because it's like I don't know, and that's why I was going to ask some questions, like how important are your conversation choices and stuff like that. What should I do? Because I get really anxious about that. About like, I want to make sure I get the best ending. And
yeah. Well, then you save it, but then you have like 15 saves.
Yeah,
you're like, I save it here, and then you're like, but now I have another branching dialogue here.
Yeah.
But if I save it, then I'll remember that this is this branch, and then I have to go back to the other one. So yeah. I do that. I do the same thing. It's the same thing with Dragon Age, Veilguard. I've been doing the same. I'm the same way. I'm like, if I pick this one, what's going to happen?
Yeah. So yeah, I've just been going crazy with Cyberpunk. It's definitely it's a ton of fun. I'm having, and yes, it is buggy. I think I remember I killed one person, and then I killed another person, and then this person that I killed went to fall on top of the person that was already dead in their arms, like stretched out like 90 miles. I was.
That's how it is in the future, though. Actually,
yeah, that's right. That's what happens in the future. Yeah. I was trying to hide a body, and when I grabbed him, picked him up, his head was missing because I blew his head off, but the eye was still hovering in place where it should be.
Well, again, in the future, that's yeah.
Hover, yep. So
hover eyes.
But honestly, if you're gonna nitpick about stuff like that, like, this game is terrible just because their arms stretched. Oh, come on, just get over yourself.
Yeah, I agreed.
But yeah, a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I definitely recommend. I'll have to. Well, we'll talk later. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
If you want to play the game.
Yeah, I do want to play it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nice. For myself, I mean, I've been talking about Indiana Jones. Obviously, I've been playing that. Really loving that game. I reviewed this game and I've been playing the heck out of this game. Mike, I think you would really like this game. I know it's a roguelike, but I think you'd really like this game. It's called Entropy Survivors. So it is like Vampire Survivors. I don't even want to say it's like Vampire Survivors. It's not. It's you're a frog in a mech, and you go to different worlds or different biomes, and there's boss battles, and you can play up to 4 players online, and you can and it works well on the Steam Deck. I've been playing on the Steam Deck and on my computer, and it's just really fun. And each run is a little bit different. You'll find different drops and different power-ups. And then like Vampire Survivors, where you fill up a gauge, you get to pick different power-ups. But what's cool about it is that you can actually control what power-ups show up by spending currency that you earn in the game. Okay. And then trying to influence what shows up. And then you can also upgrade those things as well. So, and there's just so many different things you can like unlock and build for your loadout. And then you get different mechs. You start unloading start unlocking different mechs, and then you can add abilities to those mechs that you can spend currency to get in the game on those different things. It's really a fantastic game. I've been playing a lot of this game. It's so good, and it's like I said, it's 4-player online co-op, which is really fantastic. It's really fun. It's a really fun game. Like it feels like a rogue light, right? Because it has rogue like elements, but it's very light in those elements. Very fun. So that's and you can read my review. I think I gave it an A because it's really good. You can go to gamerheadspodcast.com to read that review. I also finished my review for Slayway Camp 2. That's also on
Where can we
site
find that review?
At gamerheadspodcast.com. And I gave that game an A as well. That was but I love Slayway Camp. It's a fun game. And the second one, they did a really fantastic job with adding new archetypes that you can unlock. There's like monsters, and there's ghosts and sorcerers, and they're just such a creative group over there at Blue Wizard Entertainment. And they really know their 80s, right? So it's just fun. Like instead of Harry and the Hendersons, there was like Herman and the
okay.
Hammersons, I think it was called.
Were you about to say hemorrhoids?
Yeah, hemorrhoids. Yeah,
Herman and the Hemorrhoids.
Yeah, that's a band actually. Yeah, no, it's really a fun game and just really creative. It's gory. I will say it's gory. It's gory, but the first one.
But it's cartoony, right?
It's cartoony. It's cartoony gore, but it's still gory, right? Yeah. But the first one, I mean, I think I talked about this on a podcast before, but the first one, like you could use a toilet bowl cleaner or a plunger or a baseball bat or, this one, you don't have that. It's just, you can find a machete for the slashers, for the slasher archetype. If you find a machete, then you can use the machete. As silly as it sounds, I kind of miss the funny different weapons because it was funny. And then I replayed and reviewed Star Trek Legends. So this is a game that was brought to mobile and to Apple Arcade, and now it's brought to consoles. I played on the Switch, but I think it's on Xbox as well and Steam for sure. So this one is a strategy Star Trek game. And the premise is, are you a Star Trek fan, Mike?
No.
Okay. Then I can explain it, and you'll be like,
that on me. Don't you pin that on me, Roger.
I'll explain it. You'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But in Star Trek Generations, the movie, there's this Nexus event that happens, and it basically is like a wormhole. Like the best way I can describe it is like a wormhole, like a time traveling wormhole that pulls all these people into it, and from different times. And that's how they explain the different characters throughout this game, because you can play as Dr. McCoy and Picard and characters from the newer shows that I haven't watched. And it pulls them all into this Nexus. So you are the captain of this Artemis, USS Artemis. It takes place, I think, in the future, and you're like investigating the Nexus, and you get pulled in, and then you run into Worf and McCoy and another character from one of the shows, I think Discovery. I think she's from Discovery, and then you start getting more characters. It has a gacha elements though, because like you earn orbs, and then you can do like a slot machine type thing to see what character you're going to get next. A lot of times it's just generic characters, but sometimes if you're really lucky, you'll get one of the rare ones, right? A lot of red shirts. You get a lot of red shirts. Do you get that reference, Mike? Do you get that joke?
The red shirts are the people who die like within 2 minutes of landing or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know things.
It feels like a mobile game though, like, which is fine. It just feels like if we're gonna play a game on the console though, like it just feels weird to play a mobile game on console. there's not much. I mean, they call it a strategy game. There's very little strategy elements in this game because you're not placing your characters. They just appear there. You have 4 characters. They just appear there. Some of them are hiding behind rocks. So you had no control over that. You don't control, like, if you have your healer in the back of the party or the front of the party, just randomly happens.
Right.
The story was good, except the fact that once you add a third party member and you start switching out party members, it's only the first 3 people that you meet in the game that the story is about.
Oh.
Yeah. So all of a sudden Will Riker's not talking to anybody. I'm like, why isn't this guy's talkative? Why wasn't number 1 talking to anybody? And then I realized, this story is not revolving around him, because the story is about those 3 people. And I wish that he would talk. Like, and then I switched out some of the characters to bring in other characters, and they're not talking. It's still the characters that are not even part of my way team are talking now. I'm like, well, this is crap.
Yeah.
So, like, I wish there was more dynamic elements in the game, right? Because that would have been cool. I get it. It's a lot of work. I will say the animation is really good, and the artwork is really, really good. I mean, the characters look fantastic. But yeah, I mean, it's, I think it's $20. It might be more. I'm not sure. I'd say wait for this one to go on sale. If you're a Star Trek fan, if you are such a diehard Star Trek fan, and you're like, I have to play this game, still wait for it to go on sale and go buy it. And then I'll name a couple others because it's been a while since I've been on the show because of, like, holiday and everything. I reviewed a game called Maestro. And this is a VR game, and you are a conductor. And this game is so good. It is so fun. So they just came out with a DLC pack that came out with, like, some Harry Potter music and Fantasia music. And yeah, you stand in front of a group and you're conducting an orchestra. It feels really legit. It's hand tracked, so it feels like you're actually conducting an orchestra. There's so much humor in this game. So this is a French studio that made this game. And when you first start off, you're standing at the podium and you hear this voice appear from behind, like, talking behind you. And I jumped. I got scared because this guy comes walking up and he's wearing, like, full on, like, 1600s, like, French, like, aristocratic kind of, like, his face powdered
wig and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody else in the orchestra, like, they're normal people, like, they're just normal looking people, like modern people. And they finally say, Eric, knock it off. Stop it. Stop being such a jerk. This guy comes, like, walking up. I mean, he's kind of, like, arrogant. And they're like, Eric, knock it off. And then you just find out, like, oh, this guy is just eccentric. He's just a weird dude, and he's so funny. And he comes after your concert or after your performance. He'll come up with a silver platter with, like, usually, like, a Macron or a flute of champagne. And I tried giving him some, so he's just holding it, right? So I'm giving it. He's, like, looking at it with his face is, like, staring at the Macron as I'm trying to give it to him. And then I dropped the flute, and he got so mad. He went, and then he stormed off. After I was like, oh my god, this is so good. This game is so funny. It is so funny. So you can check out my review. I gave that one an A as well. That you can check out the review on gamerheadspodcast.com. And then one last game I'll talk about that I reviewed. Oh my gosh, I talked for the last, like, 20 minutes here about games that I've been playing and reviewing. But I also reviewed a game called Exercise Your Demons, which is an AR game that's on the Quest. And it's a workout game where you fight against demons. I played this at PAX West. Yes, West this past year. And then it just released in December. And so I reviewed it, and I like it a lot. It's a good, it's one of those games, like, that will get you off the couch and like, exercise. The humor is really funny. It's good. It's well written. It's not as you played Ring Fit Adventure or no? I don't remember.
No.
Okay. Well, Ring Fit Adventure comes with a ring, right? And the idea is that
I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But you do like several different exercises. One for your abs, one for your legs, one for your arms. Like, so they try to work different areas of your body, where this one feels like you're throwing punches. Like there's not, like, it's not really focusing on different body parts. It's just, all right, you're going to just get your blood pumping, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But it's just, I feel like a deeper dive into the exercise is lacking there if you want to make this an exercise game.
Gotcha.
There's some elements of narrative storytelling too. So like you have two trainers, and you can give them candy bars to unlock different storylines with them, and they'll tell you more about themselves. And it's a funny story. It's a interesting, it's a cute twist on the story. Like this evil book comes and is going to take over the world. It convinces you to sign this document, and basically you're signing your soul to open up this portal to hell. But then the portal turns out to be a gym. And this,
yeah, I can see that.
and the book was supposed to be serving this demon, and it's his great grandson that's like opened this gym. He's like, oh yeah, my great grandfather died a long time ago. You're like thousands of years old, buddy. Like you missed your moment. He's not around anymore. And I turned this into a gym because it makes money. But then, of course, the book's like, no, I'm bringing demons. So like those demons come through the portal, and then they help you fight against the demons coming through the portal.
It's pretty imaginative.
Yeah. It's very, and it's all in AR, right? So it's like they're coming through your house, right? So it's neat. It's a neat concept. So that's on the Quest. Probably best on the Quest 3. I played on Quest 2, which plays fine. Actually, talking to the developers, they said that Quest 2 actually plays the best.
Really?
Best optimized, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you can listen to my interview as well at gamerheadspodcast.com, where I talk to the development team and talk about creating this game. So that's also on the website. I think that's it. There's probably other games I've been playing here and there, but that's majority of what I've been playing. Before we head out, though, Mike, why don't you tell people how they can find you on social media?
I don't
nowadays?
I'm not.
Okay,
I mean, they can. I don't. I lurk. I don't post.
Okay. Yeah. So don't find Mike on social media.
Don't look for me. I won't look for you. Yeah, you don't want to turn over any stones looking for me.
That's right.
You'll regret it.
You'll be like, what is going on here? And well, we're on Blue Sky. And you can go and find us at gamerheadspodcast.com on Blue Sky. You can find me on Blue Sky at Rogue Leader 1976. And you can go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com. You can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/gamerheadspodcast. You can go to Patreon if you enjoy the show. If you want to support the show, we'd love to have you support the show. Patreon.com/gamerheads. And then finally, if you're like, well, hey, I want to support the show, but financially I'm just not in this place, I get it. That's fine. But if you like the show, what really would help is if you leave us a review. We would love to hear what you have to say about the show. You can do that at Apple. You can do that on Good Pods. You can do that wherever you listen to this podcast. Leave us a review. We want to hear what you have to say about this show. Mike, thank you so much for joining us this week.
I love hanging out. Glad to see you back in the new year, or I don't know, something like that. Sure, why not?
Yeah, new year.
Glad
new
to be
me.
back. Glad to be back and talking.
New hip. Well, actually, it's not new anymore. It's like 3 months old.
Oh, well. I mean,
new to me.
Yeah, but everybody knows all hips, lose half their value the moment you take it out of the hospital.
It's true. That's true. And these hips don't lie.
Hip to be square? I don't know.
I don't know. Hip to be square. Listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. Until next week, everyone, stay safe and game on. And we'll talk to you a week from today. Bye.
So long.